This video is about tactics, and the current position is white to move. Try to find the best sequence in this position and write down your answer. You may stop the video now. We're able to find the continuation in this position. So here we're thinking of tactics, level 3, advanced exercises. So here we have to be precise with the only move that we have to find. Okay, and this is a checkmate in 3 position, basically, but it's tactics, right? So here we don't find a forceful move, but instead we have to find this move, Rook G2. Rook G2 is a very nice move and unstoppable, because what happens if they just go with Rook G8, then we actually just have the queen here check, and we just have a ladder checkmate with the rooks. Okay, so that's the idea of this exercise here, because here they don't have any good moves available, right? They cannot, I mean, if they, like right now, it's black to move, and what happens if they just go with the queen here on taking the rook on f3? Now we just have checkmate in 1, look at this. And that's the idea of bringing the rook here to g2 to prevent the pin of the queen to the rook, right? So we don't get any like discovered checks, or sorry, any checks, right? Or we can never move our f3 rook, right? So that's the idea of this move. We're just blocking this. So here, if they just do a move, like a common move like a5 or something, then we just have a queen sacrifice. Queen sacrifice they have to capture, because they cannot go anywhere. The rook is covering everything. So they have to capture, and we just have a ladder checkmate here on h3. The current position is white to move. Try to find the best sequence in this position and write down your answer. You may stop the video now. We're able to find the continuation in this position. So this is a tricky position, and there's only one move to play to win as the white pieces. Any other move loses. A big advantage. Okay, so here we can see in this position the rook went from c7 to c3, and it's now forking the queen and the bishop. So here you're losing a piece, but you need to find only one move, and one move that wins. And it's funny because you don't even move the queen. In this position, we're thinking tactics. We have to find the move pawn takes e6. Pawn takes e6, and you're thinking, wait, I'm just losing my queen. And that's the most common response. But here we don't even capture the rook back yet. We need to find the forceful moves first. And here we have to find the move pawn takes f7 check. Pawn takes f7 check. The king cannot really move to f8 because the bishop's still here attacking that square, or that diagonal. So here they have to find the only move, king h8. And here we find the move bishop b2. Bishop b2 is a nice move, because they cannot really capture the bishop without getting the promotion, and that's just a checkmate in 1. So here they'll have a very common response of rook d8 to cover any sort of promotion. But here we can just promote into a queen anyways. Remember that the bishop, it's pinned in this position. So if they capture with the rook, we capture with the rook, and that's just checkmate, because the bishop cannot take the rook due to the pin against the king. Okay, but here the most engine-like response would be just put the rook here on d4, right, blocking that diagonal. So here we capture just with the bishop, and again we're threatening the promotion. So here they have to capture with the queen. We'll just capture the queen back, and if they were to give us a check, that's no problem. We'll just move away, and we're up to exchange, and we have a very strong pawn here on f7. So here they will probably just block, and here we just are pushing our pawn forward like this, also preventing any knight jumps. And the idea is to just bring this pawn to promote, and then always promote the f7 pawn. The current position is black to move. Try to find the best sequence in this position and write down your answer. You may stop the video now. we're able to find a continuation in this position. So here it is black to move, and we have to find a nice sequence here. We can see that they have a very strong attack here, a battery of queen rook, ready to capture this bishop here. But here we have to be very tactical and find this following sequence, which is rook b1 check. Rook b1 check has a couple options, right? So they can either capture the rook or they can try to run away. If they try to run away, that would just be checkmate in 3 by finding a move like queen b4 check, and then we have some checkmate pretty soon after. Okay, I think we also have another nice checkmate with this idea, but they can just capture with the bishop here. But then we have some like nice like bishop c3 check, and if they were to capture here, we would just have a checkmate like this. We can get fancy with it if we want, right? But the most common response here would be just king takes b1 check. And here we have to find the move rook b6 check. And you're thinking, wait, I'm just giving away my rook. Yes, you're giving away your rook. And the most common response here is for the king to just move to c1. But let's look at this. What happens if they capture your rook here? Now you have queen b4 check. Only move for the king, because remember that the bishop is looking at the diagonal. So here we have bishop b2 check. Only move for the king. Now the bishop goes here to cover also the d2 square. And then after that, it would just be a checkmate in 1. Okay, so that's why they cannot really capture this rook. So what happens here after king c1? Now we have the move bishop b2 check. If the king moves there, we have a sacrifice of a bishop. And we don't bring the queen yet. We don't bring this queen yet here, because the king can always just move to e2 and try to run away. Okay, so here we have to sacrifice the bishop, considering that the queen is covering the e2 square. So, you know, what happens if the king goes here to d4, or sorry, e3? Then we would just have the move d4 checkmate. We would just give a checkmate with a pawn, because the queen is covering the diagonal here in the light squares. Pawn is giving the check, and also here we're covering e4 with the queen. So here they would just capture the bishop, and now we would just have a checkmate in 1 with the queen like this.